Carl Piper posted 0:26.169 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There's the first flying lap for Megasaurus 55, hitting 0:26.562. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hump. Once you've got it, you're unstoppable.
Couldn't have put it better. Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Carl Piper crosses the line with their first fly, clocking a 0:26.098. They're getting to grips with Atlanta Motor Speedway, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Logan Cromulance's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 0:26.464. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
The Carl Piper has a best lap time of 0:26.081. Logan Cromulance posted a 0:26.502 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 16 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Carl Hyper has the best lap time of 0:26.035. You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it, starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a bargain, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
First flying lap for the Carl Hyper, hitting 0:25.887. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
First fly is a solid start, clocking in at 0:26.444. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Bogan Cromulence's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 0:26.560. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Alright, the Carl Hyper has put down a 0:25.773. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of the Apex Indycar oval.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Bogan Cromulence posted a 0:26.468 in their last lap. How will they do with this one? feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
The Carl Hyper has a best lap time of 0:25.658. Megasaurus 55 posted 42.642 on their last lap. How will they do it this one? There's the first flying lap for Bogan Cromulence, hitting 0:31.281. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
With just 6 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Bogan Cromulence's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 0:26.597. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Alright, Megasaurus 55 has put down a 0:26.389. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Apex Indycar oval.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Bogan Cromulence posted a 0:25.691 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 0:25.673. Bogan Cromulence's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 0:25.729. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Megasaurus 55 posted 0:26.053 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Bogan Cromulence has a best lap time of 0:25.691. Megasaurus 55's first flight is a solid start, clocking in at 0:26.233. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Megasaurus 55 crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 0:26.233. They're getting to grips with Atlanta Motor Speedway, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as the drivers reverend up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Starting from pole position is the best possible outcome for Vakal Hyper. Megasaurus 55 is placed in second. Megasaurus 55 is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today, a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Atlanta Motor Speedway.
You've joined us on a breezy day here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Vakal Hyper will be feeling confident starting from pole position.
But they can't count their chickens before they hatch. There is a long way to go.
The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap. As the drivers make their way around the formation lap, tensions are high and excitement is palpable.
This is the moment where they need to stay focused and keep their cool.
Every move they make, every screen means go, mates. As they scramble, gotta be wary of a big blue on the inside track.
These racers gotta be both fierce and patient. Can't afford no slip-ups if they're aiming for that little circle.
It's a real fine line, Hal.
Gonna be one heck of a first run, tell y'all that. Can't wait to see how this shakes out.
The Carl Hyper looks like they have got off to a flying first lap, gaining places straight out of the gate. Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here.
Well, butter my cornbread, the Cal Hyper's playing it cool and steady. Maybe they're just enjoying the beautiful Atlanta Motor Speedway at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Can't blame them.
Bogan Cromwell is looking to take advantage of that era as they get in range of Megasaurus 55. That's going to give them the pull they need to mount a challenge very soon.
I've seen close racing, but this is another level.
Oh, it's like a good old game of footy. Every inch is contested. You reckon the Carl Hyper's rear view is just filled with Megasaurus 55 now?
Oh, without a doubt. That's a sight no driver wants in their mirror.
Breaking development. Oh, Bogan Cromulence went off track? I know the feeling, just like my diet every weekend.
Sweet cornbread. Bogan Cromulence must have thought there's a Walmart sale off the track the way they went off.
This is what separates the best from the rest. These drivers are demonstrating their racecraft and searching for any weakness to exploit. It's a true test of skill.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. This wheel-to-wheel racing is what fans live for. The determination and tenacity shown by these drivers to gain even the smallest advantage is simply awe-inspiring.
Gee whiz, it smells like weed is breathing down Megasaurus 55's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Megasaurus 55's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Megasaurus 55 is slipping around Bogan Cromulence like a dog on the phone. It looks like they might just take a bite out of first. We're starting to see who really has the pace now in this race as Smells Like Wee is starting to climb all over the back of the Carl Hyper. Any closer and they may need to pop the boot. It's a nail-biting showdown between these three drivers. They're nose to tail, pushing their limits in every corner.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. The proximity of these cars is incredible. The precision and trust these drivers have in each other is truly remarkable.
Well, that's an unexpected descent. Bogan Cromulence finds himself repositioned at third.
It's a nuanced game, isn't it? Bogan Cromulence's positioning might very well be part of the broader strategy.
The Carl Hyper is locked in, mate. It's like watching a kangaroo chasing down that last bit of green in the outback. Every move is calculated, every turn precise.
You said it, Rob. Over here, it'd be like a quarterback eyeing that end zone in the final seconds. The Cal Hyper is hungry for that top spot, and you can feel it.
Hold on to your hats. Smells Like Wee is gunning for Bogan Cromulence. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend? Talk about being caught in the middle. Smells Like Wee is sandwiched between their rivals, 0.1 seconds behind and Bogan Cromulence 0.2 seconds ahead. The battle for position is on. You can feel the rumble from here. Bogan Cromulence is addicted and they're not letting go. It's a battle of wills, and only the strongest will come out on top.
Yeah, it's like the final lap of the Daytona 500. Pedal to the metal, eyes on the prize, and no room for error. This is what racing's all about.
Alright, hold your horses. Megasaurus 55 is really putting the heat on the Carl Hyper. If I were the Carl Hyper, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
Hey Rob, ever seen a cat toy with a mouse? Kind of feels like what Megasaurus 55 is doing to the Cal Hyper right now, doesn't it?
The crowd is on their feet, roaring with excitement. It's an all-out war between these three drivers. Emerge victorious. Your guess is as good as mine.
Absolutely, Rob. The slipstream plays a crucial role in these battles. The drivers are using every trick in the book to gain an advantage while constantly evaluating when to make their move.
battle is on for Megasaurus 55. They're sandwiched between two rivals, 0.1 seconds away and Bogan Cromulence 0.2 seconds ahead. It's a true test of their racecraft.
No doubt about it, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like a constant reminder for Megasaurus 55. They need to maintain their pace to defend their position and potentially make a move.
Look at the way the drivers are hugging those corners, it's like they're on rails.
Speaking of rails, did you know that the first racetrack was built on a railway in 1896? I bet those drivers were chugging along.
Ha ha, I bet they were. But things have come a long way since then, haven't they?
Definitely. It's amazing to think about the technology that goes into these cars now. I mean, they have more computing power than some countries.
Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Megasaurus 55's not letting Smells Like We have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Smells Like We, he's coming for your Tim Tams, mate. State of origin Smells Like We, going full tilt, gunning for the top, and not holding back.
And on my end, it's the Super Bowl of eyes all over. Inches away from thrilling and every move counts. Hold on to your hats, folks. This is racing at its finest.
Smells Like We is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 1.49 seconds down. As Megasaurus 55 trails Smells Like We, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Well, butter my biscuit, Megasaurus 55's hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
Mate, Smells Like We's gonna have to defend like a kangaroo in a boxing match.
You Aussies and your analogies. But yeah, it's game on for sure. This is a tight race and Smells Like We is doing a great job of holding them off. It will be interesting to see if Megasaurus 55 can make a move.
It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Megasaurus 55 gaining places and Smells Like We losing them.
Definitely. But there's still a long way to go in this race, and anything can happen. Megasaurus 55 needs to keep driving with focus and intensity.
And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
You ever see a croc stalking its prey? That's the energy Megasaurus 55's bringing right now, ready to strike when the moment's right.
Kinda reminds me of a linebacker waiting for that perfect moment to make a game-changing tackle. The anticipation is intense, and Megasaurus 55's not letting up.
Someone revved up after lunch. Smells Like We leads the head, claiming second.
Hard to get results like that. Smells Like We is really making their mark on this race.
Well, it looked sorry to cut in here. Stone the Crows. Smells Like We's pulled a sneaky, landing at third. Always a surprise with them. The gap might be more than a second, but Smells Like We is showing consistency. Kind of like me trying to open a fifth car. Keep it, and something's got to give.
Look, Smells Like We's pace is a lot like my dance moves. Good intentions, questionable execution.
It's as intense as a Barbie in midsummer out there for Megasaurus 55. They've got their eyes on the prize and won't settle for second.
Exactly, Rob. It's like aiming for that home run in the bottom of the ninth. Swing for the fences and don't look back.
Another back out. Smells Like We's got a better chance of finding the sober Aussie in Australia than. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger.
It's going to be tough for Smells Like We, as Megasaurus 55 seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Smells Like We pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Megasaurus 55 seems to be putting the pressure on Vakal Hyper. You ever ponder how these drivers manage the heat, especially in the tight braking update? Blimey, Megasaurus 55's shifted gears and the results are clear. Cruising up to first just like that. Remind me of two wombats fighting for the best motor. Close, intense, and unpredictable.
Oh, this is ripping. With every lap, the Cal Hyper's drawing closer to that lead spot. They're both battling tire to tire.
If I were the leader, I'd be checking my mirrors every blink of an eye. Tire degradations are right pain in the ass, but Vakal Hyper's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Megasaurus 55, aren't they?
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
Whoa, Vakal Hyper's on fire, leaving skid marks in Megasaurus 55's hopes. You know, Vakal Hyper's holding off Megasaurus 55 like a croc defending its territory.
Huh, and over here, we'd say they're guarding like an eagle protecting its nest.
You know, bogan cromulence reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
My mama used to say, you can't shine if you don't try. Guess bogan cromulence missed that lesson. Just like my pie making class.
Megasaurus 55's in an exciting position at second. They've been maintaining pace for a few laps now, and with the leader just within a whisper's distance, things are heating up.
Absolutely. I think you would say it's tighter than a kangaroo in a sleeping bag up there. But yeah, every little decision now is crucial. One slip from the leader and our champ in second might just steal that top spot.
The gap between Megasaurus 55 and Vakal Hyper is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers are held down, looking to grab the grass ring.
Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. Megasaurus 55 wants to get into Vakal Hyper slipstream. The crowd is on tenterhooks and the bogan confidence and Ford chases up and smells like food. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can bogan cromulence find a way to catch up?
I've seen funeral processions move faster than bogan cromulence right now. Come to think of it, at least they've got a destination in mind.
G'day viewers, if you're just tuning in, you've picked a ripper of a moment. Vakal Hyper is in second and they're tailgating the leader. This is edge of your seat stuff.
You bet, Rob. It's like the leader's got a drop bear in the rearview mirror, lurking, waiting for that perfect moment to drop. Vakal Hyper is surely smelling opportunity here.
A great moment for Vakal Hyper, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings.
Shoot. Vakal Hyper's got more moves than a dance floor on a Saturday night. Look at them shimmy into first.
You can feel the rumble from here. Megasaurus 55's in the thick of it, and they're not letting go. It's a battle of wills, and only the strongest will come out on top.
Yeah, it's like the final lap of the Daytona 500. Pedal to the metal, eyes on the prize, and no room for error. This is what racing's all about.
Ever felt like you're being watched? Bet Vakal Hyper's getting that vibe right about now with Megasaurus 55 lurking.
If Vakal Hyper were a country song, they'd be about losing their girl, their truck, and now, their lead.
Vakal Hyper's ripping it up out there, going harder than a roux on a trampoline and leaving Megasaurus 55 in their wake.
Vakal Hyper's as cool as a cucumber out there, making it tough for Megasaurus 55 to catch up.
These engines aren't just humming for fun, they're thirstier than Aussie after a game of cricket in the sun.
Cricket? That's like baseball with longer games, right? Anyway, these engines do have a role that could rival any muscle car that can.
The Buckle up, Hal. Megasaurus 55 is cutting into Vakal Hyper's lead like a hot knife through butter. It's now down to 0.8 seconds. The pursuit is on. Megasaurus 55 is closing the gap on Vakal Hyper, determined to claim P1.
In the theater of speed, this is the climax. Every move is a headline, every overtake a potential plot twist.
Did you hear about the race car driver who got a parking ticket? He said it was fine with him.
Oh, that one's got some mileage.
The gap between Smells Like Weed and Megasaurus 55 is getting smaller. I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging.
Well, slap my grandma and call me Sally. Megasaurus 55's got more distance to cover than my cousin Cletus has teeth. But if anyone can bridge that gap, it's Megasaurus 55.
Did you ever think about the physics at play here? The G-forces these drivers feel, especially during tight corners. It's mind-boggling.
Absolutely, Rob. And it's not just the car's engineering, but the human body's resilience and adaptability. The way these drivers train to withstand and use those forces to their advantage. It's an art form combined with sheer grit.
Even though Megasaurus 55 is a fair way behind Vakal Hyper, they can't afford to let their guard down. Vakal Hyper is still vulnerable to mistakes. He's pulling away. Vakal Hyper is increasing the gap to Megasaurus 55. Good on ya, Bogan Cromulence. Trailing so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy.
That's right. Bogan Cromulence in fourth knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Smells Like Weed is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out
there. Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Bogan Cromulence and Smells Like Weed. Blimey, Megasaurus 55 is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster. Megasaurus 55's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Vakal Hyper. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. Things are going according to plan for Vakal Hyper, who is currently first. Struth, Vakal Hyper's driving like they've stolen it, putting some serious distance between themselves and Megasaurus 55. Is there anything left in Megasaurus 55's tank?
Agreed, Rob. Superb driving there. If they keep this up, this race should be a real thrill ride.
And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Vakal Hyper.
What a display of skill and precision.
What a drive from Megasaurus 55, securing a great second place win. What a race from Smells Like Weed. They kept their cool and secured well in a third place on the podium.
to secure that spot.
Bogan Cromulence take 4th. And we have the safety car out. Sorry to cut in here. And we're back. Safety car off. It's pedal to the metal time. Bogan Cromulence is pitting. It's a very still day here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Smells like we has got the inside track starting from pole position. The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap. As watch the drivers roll round on the formation lap, let's remember it's not just about the drivers. The teams will be monitoring their cars closely, making sure everything is running smoothly.
It's a high-pressure situation.
In the blink of an eye, the narrative unfolds. Let's see which racer combines horsepower with erudition to outflank their compatriots.
This right here is where the magic happens. Them drivers gonna be sniffing for a chance to get ahead.
Yep, gotta seize that opportunity when it comes knocking.
And with all this talent, you bet we're in for some fancy footwork on the track.
Just gotta hope they don't step on each other's toes. There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start. Racing isn't always about the flash and dazzle, and Megasaurus 55 proves it. Breaking news folks. Looks like Bogan Prominence is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride.
Atlanta Motor Speedway is always a test of those drivers, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
This is wheel-to-wheel racing at its finest. The drivers are practically glued together as they fight for every inch of ground. It's a battle you don't want to miss.
You're absolutely right, Rob. The different strategies employed by these drivers add another layer of excitement. It's fascinating to see how they adapt their approach to gain a competitive edge.
They're giving it everything they've got. It's a battle of nerves as they push the limits of adhesion, going wheel to wheel in a thrilling display of racing prowess. Oh, the pressure is on for Megasaurus 55. Trapped between Smells Like Wee 0.2 seconds away and Bogan Cromulence just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds, they must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind create a dynamic situation for Megasaurus 55. They must carefully manage their position while being mindful of potential overtaking opportunities.
Talk about pressure. Megasaurus 55 is caught in the middle, feeling the heat from both Smells Like Wee and Bogan Cromulence.
Absolutely, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like windows of opportunity for Megasaurus 55. They need to assess the timing and make their moves wisely to maximize their chances.
They're going side by side, door handle to door handle. This is as close as it gets, folks. Who will have the courage to outbrake the others?
Exactly, Rob. It's like a high-stakes chess match on wheels. These drivers are analyzing every move and trying to anticipate their opponent's next move. It's a true test of their mental acuity.
Someone should have looked. It seems so. Megasaurus 55 is taking the slide. No, it's just a part of the dance.
Life on the track is a tapestry of decisions. Looks like Megasaurus 55 is weaving a complex narrative today, dropping a notch.
Great driving from Megasaurus 55, who has just gained a place and moved up to second.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Megasaurus 55 is charging like a bull in a china shop. Welcome to second.
3 cars, 3 different racing strategies. One driver is defending, while the other 2 are relentlessly attacking. Who will come out on top?
You said it, Rob. The different lines they're taking demonstrate their strategic thinking. It's fascinating to see how they adapt their approaches to gain an advantage.
A strategic misstep perhaps? Megasaurus 55's place has shifted to third. The plot thickens. Megasaurus 55 just blitzed past Bogan Cromulence like they were standing still.
Yes, but they have to keep pushing hard. This race is far from over, and anything can happen. Megasaurus 55 needs to stay focused and keep driving with skill and determination.
This is what racing is all about, folks. 3 fearless drivers pushing their machines to the absolute limit, inches apart. No room for error here. Bogan Cromulence is breathing down the neck of Smells Like Wee, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
Bogan Cromulence is so close to Smells Like Wee that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
Stone the crows. Smells Like Wee's managed to trim that gap with Megasaurus 55, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beer.
Just what Smells Like Wee needed, like sweet tea on deck. Can't let Megasaurus 55 out of sight.
We're used to seeing some hardcore but clean racing here at Assetto Corsa, friends. I'm expecting to see nothing different here today as this race unfolds. The pressure is really on for Megasaurus 55 in second as Smells Like Wee is closing in. This is where experience and skill really count.
Back in my racing days, I just let folks like Smells Like We pass, but that's probably why I'm up here talking, not down there driving.
Oi, smells like weed. Might want to chuck a UEY. With Megasaurus 55 that close, you'd think you owed them money. And between us, I know a bit about that.
Man, Smells Like We's defense is tighter than quarterbacks in 5 seconds.
Right, and yeah, it's looking like a cricket bowler defending the last wicket. Megasaurus 55 is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace.
Can Megasaurus 55 keep it together?
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown?
With Logan Cromulence on the hunt, Megasaurus 55 better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
Mate, are they packing something extra down under? Bogan Cromulence has just rocketed into second.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
The evolution of these cars over the years is nothing Wait, Struth, Bogan Cromulence has taken a bit of a tumble down the order to third. Must have missed the memo. The gap to Smells Like We has decreased. It's now down to 0.1 seconds. Superb driving from Bogan Cromulence, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
That's what we like to see. Bogan Cromulence is...
Hold up a mo. Whoops. Vical Hyper's taken more spins than a dead or alive record.
Well, slap my head and call me silly. Vical Hyper just made a doozy of a blunder.
If Vical Hyper goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available. We've got an edge of your seat battle between Megasaurus 55 in second and Smells Like We in third, with just 0.1 seconds between them. You wouldn't read about it. Megasaurus 55 is putting a fair whack of space between. Sorry to cut in here. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Megasaurus 55. Too much snagger, not enough bun.
Dang, Megasaurus 55 was riding high, but that slip up. That's like tripping over your own shoelaces at the county fair.
Remember when Smells Like We was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night. Megasaurus 55 is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Smells Like We to 0.1 seconds. It's a tight race with Smells Like We in second, just managing to stay ahead of Megasaurus 55, driven by a margin of 0.1 seconds.
Well, shucks, Smells Like We might want to drop a gear or two. Megasaurus 55's breathing down their exhaust like they're trying to catch a high off a tailpipe.
Seems like Megasaurus 55 is getting in range of Smells Like We.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
It's looking good for Megasaurus 55, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Smells Like We. And Smells Like We has just won the place from Megasaurus 55.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Smells Like We's looking every bit the champ today.
It's a brilliant day for racing at Atlanta Motor. Stop the press. Hang on, and Smells Like We just played their wild card. They're lounging in third now.
Such position changes can be deceptive. It might look like a setback for Smells Like We, but seasoned viewers know better. The race is far from over.
Megasaurus 55 could be looking for a way up the inside of Smells Like We. This is like the state of origin for Smells Like We, going full tilt, gunning for the top, and not holding back.
And on my end, it's the Super Bowl vibes all over. Inches away from glory, and every move counts. Hold on to your hats, folks. This is racing at its finest.
I'm sure Bogan Cromulence in second is starting to notice Megasaurus 55 is right on their tail, and is still closing their gap. Can Bogan Cromulence, can they hold on to their position?
Every time Bogan Cromulence checks the mirror, they've got to be thinking strategy.
Spot on, it's like a chess match at 300 kilometers per hour. A setback for Bogan Cromulence, who has just been passed.
Well, slap my knee and call it a dance. Bogan Cromulence has taken a lil sidestep there.
Bloody hell, Bogan Cromulence is tearing up the tarmac and just snatched second. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration.
Back in Carolina, you say, "Go big, go home." Looks like Bogan Cromulence did that in second.
Hold your breath, folks. These drivers are showing exceptional car control, threading the needle through tight corners. It's a battle for supremacy.
No doubt about it, Rob. The battle for that same piece of tarmac is intense. The sparks flying in the close quarters racing showcase the incredible skill and nerve of these drivers.
The tension is building as Vakal Hyper trails behind Megasaurus 55. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Megasaurus 55 hold on, or will Vakal Hyper be able to close them down? Blimey, Megasaurus 55 might want to check the rear view. Bogan Cromulence is creeping up like an X on social media.
It's a close race as we can see, and Megasaurus 55 is doing a great job defending their position. Will Bogan Cromulence be able to squeeze through?
Hey, Bogan Cromulence, if Megasaurus 55 gets any closer, you might need to pop a question. The last time I did that, she said, actually I can't tell you because it's recorded. A tough moment for Bogan Cromulence, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to third.
Races are full of ups and downs, kinda like my Aunt Patty's porch seat. Bogan Cromulence will bounce back, no doubt about it.
Crikey, Bogan Cromulence is moving up faster than the whole one discipline on a hot day. They've finished second.
Absolutely. Bogan Cromulence is really putting on a winning outfit, and they're making it wins.
Bogan Cromulence has got Megasaurus 55 breathing down their neck so close, you'd think they're trying to steal their lunch money. Remember those school days, mate? Oh wait, I never had lunch money. It's like David versus Goliath out there. Megasaurus 55 just slung a stone and gained ground, while Bogan Cromulence is left searching for footing. Looks like Megasaurus 55's letting others have their 15 seconds of fame. Now strolling at third.
Racing's an art, and sometimes the canvas changes mid-stroke. Megasaurus 55's shift will add to the intrigue of today's story.
Bloody hell, Bogan Cromulence's gotta get the wind back in their sails. They're mucking about while Megasaurus 55's off having a barbie with the lead. Like a scene from a thriller, Megasaurus 55's on Smells Like Wee's tail, hungry for that spot.
The tension between Megasaurus 55 and Smells Like Wee is palpable as they battle for P1. No doubt, both drivers know that one mistake could cost them the position. It's a test of nerves as much as skill.
Bloody oath, Megasaurus 55 is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Smells Like Wee down to a scant 0.1 seconds.
Now, ain't that something? Megasaurus 55 is right on it. Just needs to keep the pedal to the metal to tailgate Smells Like Wee.
Big gains for Megasaurus 55 as they move up the field, leaving Smells Like Wee behind.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Megasaurus 55's got that winning glint.
If racing were a dance, Vakal Hyper would be trying to lead, but Bogan Cromulence just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Vikal Hyper in fourth determined to catch up. But we know Bogan Cromulence isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Vikal Hyper is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
Oi, Megasaurus 55's really making smells like we work for it.
It's going to come down to who wants it more.
Tell ya what, Bogan Cromulence is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today. Mate, Bogan Cromulence is slower than a wet week. They better buck up or smells like we's gonna have them for breakfast.
I reckon Bogan Cromulence is fiddling while Rome burns. Smells like we's out there shaking and baking, putting on a show for us.
Look at that gap. It's smaller than the difference between Vegemite and Marmite at this point. Smells like we in second is giving the leader no room to breathe.
Mate, it's so close. I reckon Smells Like We can tell what brand of deodorant the leader's wearing. The next few laps are going to be pure, unadulterated racing magic.
Someone should tell Megasaurus 55 this ain't a Sunday drive. Smells like we's tearing up the track.
Talk about turbocharged ambition. Smells Like We's got the afterburners on full blast today.
It's as intense as a Barbie in midsummer out there for Megasaurus 55. They've got their eyes on the prize and won't settle for second.
Exactly, Rob. It's like aiming for that home run in the bottom of the ninth. Swing for the fences and don't look back.
Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Megasaurus 55 for nabbing first. Geez, Bogan Cromulence has got their work cut out for them. It's a tougher challenge than wrestling a croc after a bad day.
Like trying to rope a bull with spaghetti. Ain't gonna be easy.
Reminds me of two wombats fighting for the best burrow. Close, intense, and unpredictable.
Oh, this is gripping. With every lap, Smells Like We's drawing closer to that lead spot. They're both battling tire to tire.
If I were the leader, I'd be checking my mirrors every blink of an eye. What a move. Smells Like We has moved up to first.
I tell ya, Smells Like We's hotter than a peppered pickle right now. Bold and spicy, claiming first like a champ.
The race is really heating up. Megasaurus 55 is hunting down Smells Like We with everything they've got. Well, Megasaurus 55, if you're looking for a way past, you'll need a please and thank you, and a slab of beer for Smells Like We. It's happy hour, and they're not giving an inch. Megasaurus 55 is locked in, mate. It's like watching a kangaroo chasing down the last bit of green in the outback. Every move is calculated, every turn precise.
You said it, Rob. Over here, it'd be like a quarterback eyeing that end zone in the final seconds. Megasaurus 55 is hungry for that top spot and can do it.
The best laid plans of mice and men are hell, but it's certainly not going to plan for Megasaurus 55 right now as they are struggling to keep up with Smells Like We. It looks like Vikal Hyper is pushing hard to catch up to Bogan Cromulence. The gap is over a second, but Vikal Hyper is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Bogan Cromulence? Fair dinkum, Vikal Hyper is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Bogan Cromulence is now down to a whisker at 16.7 seconds. Remember the days when manual gear shifting was the norm? It's also familiarized and sleek now.
Oh, tremendous. But I must admit, I do admire the tenacity.
Megasaurus 55's more lost out there than I was after a night in the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand.
Absolutely. Megasaurus 55 in second will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
And it's a checkered flag for Smells Like We, who crosses the hold that thought, hold the phone. Safety car is still leading the field after several laps.
This is really putting the drivers to the test, having to stay focused and ready to pounce at a moment's notice.
It can be tough to keep your adrenaline pumping when you're driving at slower speeds, but they can't afford to lose their concentration.
It's also a challenge for the teams. They have to keep their drivers calm and focused despite the frustration of being stuck behind the safety car.
Rev your engines, but wait, there's been an incident and we have a safety car, but it's all part of the game, and the drivers and teams will have to find a way to adapt to the situation.
And who knows, this could be a blessing in disguise for some of the drivers who were struggling earlier in the race. They now have a chance to regroup and make a comeback when the safety car finally comes back in.
It's all up in the air, and that's what makes this sport so exciting. Green, wait, Vikal Hyper has decided to pit. What a fan-breaking update, Vikal Hyper has pulled into the pits. Impressive, hold that thought, hold the phone, Vikal Hyper is in the pits. Taking 4, sorry to interrupt here, but it looks like Vikal Hyper has been called into the pits. The Carl Hyper is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Atlanta Motor Speedway.